In one of its most blatantly ridiculous claims, NATO insists that it's a defensive alliance. But through the course of its history, NATO has destroyed and dismantled entire states. The Libyan War saw open-air slave markets reappear in a country that once had Africa's highest human development index. In turn, Libya's destruction fueled militancy and conflict beyond Libya in Mali, Algeria, Niger, and elsewhere in the Sahel region. According to research carried out by the Costs of War Project at Brown University's Watson Institute, the post-9/11 wars that have been imposed on the peoples of Afghanistan, Iraq, Pakistan, Syria, Yemen, Libya, and Somalia have claimed 4.5 million lives and forced tens of millions into poverty and involuntary migration. Many of those who then pursue the perilous path to peace are held up at NATO's borders, drowned in the Mediterranean, the world's largest graveyard, or disappeared into concentration camps funded by NATO member states across.
All to maintain the United States dominance in the world, the petrodollar, all of it. It's bullshit. Like, I'm fine if you know, war is for a noble and just cause, but if it's just to keep the rich people who run this world from losing all their shit, I guess that's maybe what all war is about. But I just think it's bullshit. Like, if you're fighting for something like worthwhile, but if this is my problem, is like most people don't understand this. They like, yeah, you know, Americans fighting for freedom and democracy. We're not. We haven't been the good guys in a long time, and it sucks to say that. It sucks to say that, but when you look around the world at all the conflicts, you know, 200,000 to 600,000 civilian Iraqis died in the Gulf War. So we're spreading freedom and democracy, but we're killing civilians. That's bullshit. Not to mention the 4,600 U.S. servicemen that died in that war, all again to maintain the 1%. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. People are waking up. Iraq was bullshit. Libya was bullshit. I know more about that than I do the Iraq situation. Gaddafi, he may not have been the greatest guy in the world, but the only reason the U.S. needed to take him out was because he was going to put the dinar up and he was going to challenge the dollar on the market and maybe potentially sell his oil on the market without using the dollar. You can't, and it's a big no-no in the world. So, you know, it's crazy.
Northern Africa. From the major U.S. post-war military treaties, only NATO remains. CETO and CENTO are no more. One was disbanded when the U.S. was defeated by the revolutionary forces in Vietnam, and the other after the Iranian Revolution. Yet NATO persists, not least because it's proven its repeated willingness to use overwhelming military violence against its adversaries. Now, having expanded as far east as it can go in Europe, NATO has set its sights on the world. NATO's recent strategic concept referred to Africa and the Middle East.
See, and this is what's happening in Ukraine. Scholars that I've listened to who seem to have their pulse on the situation there don't believe Ukraine should be part of NATO. It should be a bridge country because it's like, you know, between the East and the West. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize these NATO guys are sketchy mofos.
East as its southern neighborhood. And at its 2023 summit in Vilnius, NATO issued a communique that doubled down on the organization's strategic posture outlined previously. China's stated ambitions challenge NATO's interests, security, and values, necessitating a NATO pivot from the Atlantic to the Pacific. You see, NATO is an anachronism. It emerged as an instrument of division and conquest, just as humanity was preparing to put violent domination behind it and welcome a new era of human cooperation. Principles outlined in the UN Charter, a document adopted with unprecedented consensus. Now, as NATO's expanding ambitions raise tensions to a boiling point on several fronts, it has become imperative to challenge its violent mission and dismantle the war machine. This is how we prevent World War III.
I'm down. I'm down. Again, the primary reason is we don't want to wipe out life and have, millions of people die senselessly. That's the primary reason. But the other reason is, why would any rational person on earth right now want to go to war knowing that the people who get rich in war are the 1%, private central bankers, people who make bombs and munitions that are necessary in war, and also the politicians that put them there. It's bullshit. Like 1% gets wealthy, 99% gets hosed, and or worse. This is part of a longer video. I'll leave the description down below. I'll leave it in the description down below. It's Abby Martin. She's phenomenal, exposing so much truth. I appreciate you for watching this video. Thanks so much. Have an awesome day. Leave me a thumbs up if you like it. I'd love to have you as a subscriber, not only here on my YouTube channel, but also on my social media, anywhere at G. Mark Phillips. Thank you so much. Until next time, I wish you all the best health, wealth, and success. Bye-bye.